Okay, welcome back. We're going to kick things off here by launching an attack on Jerusalem using Placus Rupilius here, who has of course just picked up some Mercenary Elephants. So for those of you who missed the previous part, we picked these up from right here outside Jerusalem. There's something like, if I remember correctly, there's something like a 1 out of 200 chance that these will spawn every turn, somewhere in the mercenary pool, or anywhere in the mercenary pool in fact. So there's the mercenary pool here, kind of to the west, along the Mediterranean, which is one place where there's a 1 in 200 chance that these will spawn every turn. And then further along to the east, I think it's the same. There's another mercenary pool, and there's a 1 out of 200 chance every turn that they will regenerate over there. So you can easily get through a whole campaign without spawning any mercenary war elephants at all. So I feel pretty lucky to have found them. But we do have to be pretty careful of them because elephants in this game are extremely unreliable. They will very easily start running amok. And we have invested 4,000 denarii just to buy them, so don't want that to go to waste. This is a little bit of a difficult fight, in theory. We are outnumbered, but we do have range superiority, and we have already taken out a pretty large Egyptian force using our archers, so I'm relatively confident, and we are just going to go for it. They do want to fight us, which is pretty much what I expected. We're going to be fighting the captain first, and then the reinforcements are going to come in from Jerusalem itself, and there's another family member too. But yeah, I think we can handle this. Okay, so here they are in all their glory. This is what they're supposed to look like. They've kind of got these Cretan archers on the back. Their legs are kind of screwy. I think that's just the land I'm currently stood on, but they're clearly not looking quite right. The battlefield itself here is a little bit strange. There's a pretty massive hill here, and if we put the elephants on there, they become very slanted looking. That's interesting. I don't know if it's just like the sheer gradient of the hill, but it clearly messes with their graphics, so they look a bit funny from this angle. But I'm planning not to use these too much because, of course, they can start running amok, which will really screw us over. So we need to kind of be careful not to use them until kind of towards the end of the fight. Ideally just to clean up what's left and to really kind of break them down and scare them off. Because if we send them in too early, they're just going to end up running amok, and we're going to have to kill them off, which would not be fun. Okay, so this is going to work a lot better if they come to us. I'm not sure they will. I'm pretty confident that they think they can beat us, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to come to us. We have quite a few other units that we can just kind of spread around. I think this should be fine. Let's just see what happens if they do start coming towards us. So they didn't really start facing us. I'm not really sure what they were trying to pull off. I think they might be going for the hill. Let's see if we can move slightly further up. This is a really, really hilly map. But yeah, I'm not sure they're going to come to us. It looks like they're considering it. They do have their reinforcements coming up too, so you have to be a little bit careful. But let's try and reform really up towards the top of this hill, because that is an absolutely massive hill bonus in the waiting. And if we can charge our elephants down here, that's going to do a ton of damage. Okay, I gave it some time, but it doesn't look like they're going to come towards us, so we're going to have to move towards them. We've got the hill advantage, and they appear to be kind of reforming to try and meet us. But we very much have the hill advantage, so we should be able just to press on them from uphill, and I'm pretty sure we can still use the hill to our advantage in a pretty big way. I don't think these guys are going to fix their legs. They've just got really screwy legs. I'm not sure why. But we have a good collection of mercenaries here. I could potentially send my camel archers just to kind of bait them over, but I don't think we're going to need to. We should just be able to kind of move on them from uphill. Take advantage of that. Okay, I think this position is going to have to do. I think we should just about be able to... Yeah, we can just about shoot at their general from here, so that's perfect. They should be forced to come over pretty soon. Currently launching an attack on their Desert Axemen. So we want to try and aim for the Desert Cav over here. That's one of the generals. They should have another one coming in at some point. Not all of these guys can fire, but if they're not going to make any attempt to push back against us, we're going to get some really easy kills here. So fairly happy just to wait this out and see what they do. They might just let us get a load of kills again. We've already pretty much, yeah, we've completely annihilated that first unit of Desert Axemen. Second one there. Maybe not the best use of our arrows, but we have still got a lot left, so I think we should be okay. I am going to definitely send a few of these guys to specifically focus on the Desert Cav, because they can cause us some problems with their armor piercing. They've actually got 2 units of them. Plus it's their general there too, so if we can take him out, we should be able to force her out pretty easily. Desert Axemen, not a problem at all. They're pretty much the perfect target for our elephants, if we need them. So yeah, we mostly just want to focus down the Desert Cav, and later on we want to kind of switch focus to the Nubian Spearmen. I think they do have, yeah, they do have a few units of Pharaoh's Bowmen towards the back, so they can fire back potentially. You have to be a little bit careful of that. But I think we can probably get away with just moving slightly closer now. There we go, General's dead.
The general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
Let's see, this might be going a little bit too close, but we have got our infantry out in front, so it should be pretty safe. Just rejig these a bit. Okay, that seems fine. So technically they can get around the side now, but I don't think they're going to go for that. We've completely wiped out the second unit of Desert Axemen, then we've got Pharaoh's Guards there, so pretty elite infantry, worth focusing down if we can. Taking them out extremely quickly too. Yeah, they're really not taking this too well.
The enemy have brought up reinforcements in a
Okay, reinforcements are coming from that direction, and that is a big problem. I'm gonna have to, I think, move back a bit, see if we can maintain the position. Okay, they're starting to move towards us. It's a bit of a problem. I think if the reinforcements came in at the beginning, they probably would have been a bit more aggressive with us, because the balance of power should be starting to tip in their favor now. Coming up with the chariots, we definitely need to keep the elephants away from them. Yeah, huge number of units on the field right now. I think we're going to have to start running. Yeah, definitely going to have to start running. They're really trying to catch us up. Eastern Mercenaries there. Okay, let's slow this down. Definitely coming for an attack. Okay, so we're going to need to have a really strong defensive position, but yeah, this looks perfect actually. They might not come all the way, so what I might do is I might try and bait them over. Using the camel archers. Gonna go for the Egyptian chariots there. Should at least be able to draw them in. They're definitely repositioning. What I'm not sure about is whether they actually want to come and fight us. Might as well be careful though. Yeah, I think maybe they don't. Looks like they got one unit coming towards us pretty quick. Okay, so Egyptian cavalry general, so it's a family member. But he's not the general himself. Still, we should be able to handle him fine. Started firing on him already. You guys need to get out of that circle formation. Just get over here as quick as you can. It's not looking quite so great now. In fact, that unit has been completely destroyed. Okay, but we are able to fire on them with our archers, and we're able to do quite a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the camels were a bit too slow to get away. A very small amount of friendly fire going on here, but we're definitely getting a lot more kills than losses, so I think that's all fine. And then it looks like we probably do have to press on them again, because I'm not sure they're coming to us. That guy's pretty much dead. I think the family member himself is... yeah, he's actually still alive. He's going to try and rout. Hopefully we'll manage to kill him off. He attempts to leave the field. Looks like he might be the sole survivor, unfortunately. Let's see. Can we get him? They are coming towards us, so that's a good sign. Should be able to hold this good position. Fortunately, the family member is going to get away, but that's fine. We're going to take the town. I think we have to wipe out pretty much... well... it is a bit of an issue if he gets away, because he's a potential garrison in the town. But the reinforcements in particular, if we can wipe those out, we should be okay. Because those are the ones who are actually going to be in the town. At least one of them is going to be in the town. They should have 2 batches of reinforcements coming in. Okay, so Nile Spearmen. Some Pharaoh's guards there, we probably want to focus on them. We're really starting to run low on ammo. Go fire at will so we can use our peeler. Yeah, they're coming in with another general this time, their actual general. Should be able to do a lot of damage to him with our peeler, so I'm not too worried about that. Elephants are over here, potentially slightly at risk of being caught by the chariots. Let's try and reform this slightly, really don't want our cavalry to be caught by them. There we go. Okay, so I think we're gonna need these more on this side now. Just to help deal with the chariots. You guys should focus on the chariots. And then it looks like they're not really being particularly organized about attacking us here. It looks like one of the forces decided to attack us and the other one was too reluctant. Pretty much out of arrows though, that's the issue. And they do have a few units of Pharaoh's bowmen, so we're gonna have to press the attack. Put all these guys in guard mode. That should be fine, we should break them pretty quick. They do have good morale, but they're already shaken. So pretty sure they will break, and they can see their allies fleeing too. Okay. Pretty unwilling to engage by the looks of it. They're sending up their chariots potentially to go into our infantry. That's completely fine. That's probably what we want. They do start to rout. Can't really chase them down with our cav because they will get killed. I think even routing chariots can kill your cav. So, gotta be careful about that. Eastern Mercenaries there. Lots of potential kills up for grabs if we do try to charge them down with our cav. I think I will have a go. I'm taking a few losses here and there. They're actually using... I think, if I'm seeing that correctly, I think they are actually using fire arrows against our elephants, which is quite alarming. Let's see. Yeah, so Pharaoh's bowmen there, I think we need to charge them down. Problem is, they're right next to the chariots, which makes it difficult to use our cav. Pharaoh's guards there, steady. Can't really use them. Really got to try and catch these out. Okay, so their chariots are routing. I'm going to try and run down the Pharaoh's guards before they spook our elephants too much. As pretty much everything there is routing. So let's just try and clear them up. Bit risky. Chariots starting to rout. Need to stay away from them because, as you can see, they are still killing our cav. All the units looking really skewed on this hill. I think the gradient is just too much. Okay, so we scared off the reinforcements. I'm not going to try and chase down the chariots. Let's bring these guys back, as these guys are not currently fighting anyone, so that's all good. Okay, let's see. Slightly out of shape here. Can't really see exactly what's going on, but yeah, I think we're getting quite a few easy kills there, so that's great. Desert Axemen there wavering, so let's just charge into them and break them. Okay, holding out slightly better than I thought. Let's get out of there. Okay, so let's see, what actual archers do they have? So this is Desert Cav. Can be an issue for the legionaries, but we've got the numbers. I think we just go for it. Do manage to scare them off. Chariots starting to come in towards our cav. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. This is a little bit risky. I think we could be routed. Yeah, they just can't seem to fix their legs. I think they're stuck with that. They are firing though, so they are still getting kills. But I don't think it's time to bring them in. There are too many phalanxes, too many chariots. Let's see, so losses mainly being taken on this side. Let's see, so they've got Yeah, quite a few isolated units, as far as I can tell. A few isolated units of bowmen there. Skirmishers, Pharaoh's bowmen, yeah, we should definitely at least try and run these down. Roman Cav have successfully made it back to the reserves. Some danger here, gonna have to run these in. Ah, they're not... I see now that they are archers, so not gonna be the best for this. On the other hand, the chariots do have 1 defense, so... yeah, we are able to rout them, so that's all good. Okay, gotta be a bit careful with the general. See what's going on with these, try and run down a few more. Okay, what's going on here? Looks a bit bad. Don't think the numbers are massively in our favour. Need to keep a close eye on the general as well. Could easily be caught out by the phalanxes. Nubian Spearmen there. Pharaoh's bowmen are pretty good hand to hand. So, in a way, not too surprising that they're holding out. Okay, been routed. Okay. We've only got Archer Auxilia left here, and these are Pharaoh's guards, so yeah. That's not gonna work. Gonna have to focus them down a bit more. No way. That has happened so many times. Like, he's got 49 men left, and he's the first to die. Not the first, literally, but one of the first to die. Keeps happening. Might be time. Need to be a bit careful of the phalanxes, but we might be able to kick off a kind of final rout if we go for this. They are starting to leave the field. Okay, so we've sent pretty much everyone after them. Doesn't really matter what happens with these now. They're basically dead at the end of the fight no matter what we do. It's really quite unfortunate the general died. He should have held out by the odds. Elephants making their way in. The problem is it's nearly all spear units and phalanx units. These guys are wavering, they should break once we make contact.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only
okay, so we've broken another force, but it's not technically the last of them. They still got these. These guys do break though, and then these guys are already shaken, so there we go. So the elephants did get kills, not the most obvious kinds of kills. But they got the kills using the kind of Cretan archers on their back. They're still shooting them down actually, let's see, are they gonna throw them up? If we somehow manage friendly fire here, that would be really disappointing, but I'm pretty sure it's only the elephants that can still fire, so we should be pretty safe. Yeah, so then they're not really doing the kind of throwing attack. But we might see them in action later and be able to use them a bit more heavily. Need to be careful to actually apply these horses a bit more. Don't really want them getting away.
all Rome will be amazed at such a
Yeah, so a nice battle apart from the fact the general was killed. He actually made it up to Silver Chevron, so that's particularly disappointing. Yeah, that kind of sucked. It was The odds are in our favour that it wouldn't happen, but yeah, that still sucks. So the Mercenary War Elephants actually got 245 kills, some of which were when they were chasing the enemies down at the end, but they will have got quite a few kills from the archers on their backs, and then they've also got a bit of extra experience too. Some Roman Cav also gained some experience, but yeah, unfortunately, 445 kills for the Armoured General have all pretty much gone to waste. Not sure we take the town, because one family member did get away. It might literally just be him on his own, but I'm not sure we can take the town immediately. We'll try to sneak the spy in, see if we can open our way through. Man of the hour, okay, so that kind of makes up for it, so... Well, that kind of doesn't make up for it. Drill Master, -2 morale. That's not really what you want. But he's 20 years old, and he's otherwise quite good, so I think we just accept him. And then yeah, in the town they have got... Okay, so they've still got a bit of a garrison. So we can't go in straight away. Just gonna have to besiege, I think. They shouldn't really have too much else. No, it looks like our camel archers mostly recovered. Okay, so we can go in and assault it straight away. I think first we'll see what the actual odds are. Okay, so it's a little bit risky if we were to auto-resolve. If we were to try and go in, we don't really have the best units for an assault. But they don't necessarily have the best units for a defense, so it's definitely an option. I think we are going to have to go for it. It's a bit risky with the negative morale, but I think our Legionnaires should have a pretty good matchup here. Okay, so it's a lot faster to go in from the sides. The problem is there is a bit of an awkward setup. I'll actually click over to it just to show it. There's a bit of an awkward setup where we'd get absolutely shot to pieces by the arrow towers on the way in. So although it's a bit of a maze to get to the middle, this is the best way in. So our archers are immediately firing. I think we just want to try and run in. Let's see what they've got on the other side. We're not actually being shot yet by the arrow towers, or in fact possibly we are. Okay, so they've got some Pharaoh's guards just on the other side, but I think we do just go for it, and then they have got their surviving family member there. He's managed to recover one man, but otherwise not really a threat. We are, I think, getting some kills, but it's highly inefficient, so we are just going to try and charge in. I don't think our elephants can actually get through the gate. Okay, so we've routed the slingers on the walls. They're fighting to the death, apparently. Not sure how exactly that happens. A few of them are falling off. Okay, so we just need to break the Pharaoh's guards. Need to be a bit careful with the general. They're still eager, apparently. Just need to surround them a bit. Okay, shaken. They've actually wiped out a few of their units because of the archers attacking them on the walls. So I'm not sure what exactly they have left. Gonna need to capture these gates, I think, because we are taking a lot of losses. Okay, so the way into the center of town involves going all the way around here, and then finally pushing through here. In the center of town they've got chariots and cavalry general. So chariots I think is fine. Cavalry general could be a bit of an issue. We're probably going to want to set up some kind of defensive line if we can. I'm not sure that's going to work. Okay, so some chariots have decided to come for our infantry. In theory they do scare us, but we've got a good mass here, so we should be able to, yeah, take advantage of that massive hitbox and take most of them out. We do take a few losses, but they don't manage to scare us too much. Also managed to rout a unit of Pharaoh's bowmen, and then on the hills, not on the hills, on the walls they've got like 2 men left. So I think we are still getting shot at the moment. Really quite badly, actually. Losing a lot of Eastern mercenaries. Something's happened. Oh crap, that was not supposed to happen. I have no idea how that happened.
General has thrown away his life, and now he feeds the carrion birds.
Well, okay, he was a drill master, so he wasn't the best. Still, that was messy. Okay. as long as the rest of our units can hold their morale. I'm not gonna panic. I think what happened is, I thought the best way to go, and I did mention it, I thought the best way to go was all the way around here. But it looks like he actually tried to get into the center of town by running through it. Which ended up getting him destroyed. So there are, I think, 3 units in total, 3 proper units left. One of which is Nubian Spearmen, so not quite as scary as Pharaoh's Guards. We've still got lots of Legionnaires. We've got our Mercenaries coming in too, who have pretty bad morale. I think we might still be getting shot by these. Okay, so these guys only have 37 men, so I think we just send them up to the top, just to take the gateway. Okay, we're taking lots of losses as we're getting shot in the back as we try to run through here.
Our soldiers have captured the walls. Now is the time to press on and capture.
Okay, so we've captured the gate, but that doesn't necessarily mean too much. Let's see. So these guys are in combat. I think there is just, yeah, there's 2 guys left. So we should take that definitively pretty soon. And then coming into the middle, we've got all of our Legionnaires. Need to be a little bit careful with these. It's a narrow street, so we can't really flank him. I think that should just about work. Need to bring in the Mercenaries too. Really don't trust their morale. Oh crap, hang on. There's a cav in the back. It's not good. Yeah, so we are actually shaken just from that. So I'm a little bit concerned about the morale. Okay, so they're pulling back towards the town square, that's good. I might be able to bring in a few archers. Should just be able to bait them out a bit, potentially get a few kills in the meantime. I will take a few losses from being shot by the towers. In fact, let's try and cover our path. Let's try and cover our approach. We're going to run through here, and we're going to try and capture this tower. Because yeah, that is shooting us and getting quite a few kills. Can't use many of these. Okay, we've captured the tower, so we should be able to send all our units up pretty safe. Archers do often struggle to fire through these kind of narrow streets, but this one is actually relatively open. So I'm hoping we'll be able to kind of get a few kills before they come in and pull off some kind of horrendous mass rout. Gives us a bit of time to recover some energy too, because all our units are currently tired. Archers are slowly coming up. I'm not sure they're all going to be able to fire from there. But we're going to try and focus down the chariots, because they can... hang on a minute, we've spent all our arrows, I just noticed. Okay, so that plan is not going to work. Noticed that a bit too late. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the Bedouin archers. And these guys might just have to be backup infantry. They'll probably end up getting caught in the mass rout if it does happen. Might have to just use these guys peeler instead. Okay, so from here we're not going to be able to throw the peeler. The problem is the second we touch the town square, they're going to start charging towards us. Just need to be ready for that. Not the best arrangement. These guys out in front, don't really trust their morale. I'm going to try and pull them back a bit. Let's see if we can block this off a little bit more. So all we really need to do is we need to send one unit into the town, into the town square, and that should draw them out. So I'm going to use these archers for that, since they can't do too much else. Hang on a minute. Might just be able to shoot them instead. So the Bedouin archers have got here. They are able to still fire. They've still got all their ammo. So let's just try and kill off as many chariots as we can. They'll probably respond to this. Okay, so those guys are not coming towards us. Chariots, I think, are coming for an attack. Don't really want to spend my peeler on these. I'm going to go off fire at will. And we're just going to try and beat them in a fair close combat fight. We've got a really, really dense mass here, so we should be able to kill them off. But we are wavering. Shaken and wavering, so a little bit concerned about that. I mean, the numbers are clearly in our favour, so we should be fine. The Archer Auxilia are a bit more confident. Still shooting at these, so I think they will keep coming towards us. And if they don't, they're also very good targets for our Bedouin archers, so yeah, we are able to take a couple more out. We're going to come in for another charge, we should just be able to finish them off, and I'm hoping once these are dead, that's going to give us a bit of extra morale. Because I think just the presence of the chariots does scare the infantry, and hopefully once they're dead, that effect is essentially removed. Let's try and bait in the general. Okay, so steady and winded, steady and warmed up. Final guy does go down. So it now says they're eager, so potentially that has made a difference. Just gonna try and bait in the last guy. I think they have got a couple of units of general here, but one of them is just the family member with just one bodyguard. Yeah, so he's not a threat. And then Nubian Spearmen are as basic as it gets, so their low morale isn't going to be a problem in the town square, but yeah, they shouldn't be a threat to us either way. So these guys are not able to fire. Okay, so we're going to start shooting at the Nubian Spearmen. And yeah, I don't think we should risk going into the town square proper. At least not with the infantry. Once again, I don't think these guys are worth our peeler, so we're not going to go for throne attack. General does appear to be coming in. Okay, so this is probably the moment we want to be prepared to fire at will. Here we go. Okay, so they're going in for the charge. We're going to have to... Wow. Oh, I think the guy with just two guys was the general, so he's not a threat. It's the other guys we have to worry about. The peeler is being thrown into the Nubian Spearmen, which is not what I was going for. But they are shaken. But then our mercenaries are the first to rout, and the rest of our units won't be too happy seeing that. But for now they are steady. We're just going to have to see what we can do. Mercenaries are massive letdown. But yeah, we are able to scare off the cavalry general. So, yeah, I think we pretty much won this. About to throw some more peeler too. And that should pretty much clear them out, yeah, down to 8 men. Okay, we pretty much won this. Taking the town was a little bit more long-winded than I first thought, but yeah, able to finish them off with, or mostly finish them off with a bit more peeler. And that's pretty much all of them dead. I think it's just the one family member left. There we go. Let's see how well he does. I'm ready to count kills. He's not got a kill yet. No kills. I think he's still trying to give orders, and then he just ends up going down. There we go. Okay, so we did take a few extra losses there, but I'm hoping we can mostly retrain these, and all things considered, that wasn't too bad. The Eastern Mercenaries really let us down, but I'm pretty sure they have a very low morale stat, so in a way, can't be too surprised. We are just going to play it safe and exterminate the town. They don't like us either way, so it does make sense that we did that. And then let's repair all of this. And let's just check what we can recruit. So yeah, we can recruit legionary cohorts, we can recruit Praetorian cohorts, legionary cav. Doesn't look like we can recruit Praetorian cav. But yeah, I think Legionary Cav would be a good choice, and then we're just going to retrain as many Legionary cohorts as we can. Can actually upgrade, I think, the attack of the War Elephants, which is very tempting, so let's just do it. And then yeah, I think we can potentially merge a few units just to be able to retrain more of them at once, but I'm not too bothered about that. We're going to move over to Alexandria, and we're going to drop them to a low tax rate, repair a couple of things that were destroyed in the rioting, and recruit some extra peasants, and then join these two together. And we're going to move these towards the east. I'm not sure they're strong enough to take on an Egyptian town on their own, but I think it's worth a go. And then Memphis is not too happy. We'll recruit some peasants, and that should pretty much solve that. Okay, so one thing I want to mention about the campaign is we are now up to 46 regions controlled, so it's safe to say that we're in the final phase of the campaign, the final phase of the final phase. There's really not too much left to do, and we've reached the point where my ambition to destroy the House of Brutii might not be possible, because we could very easily just attack Segesta, Patavium, and Massilia. And then at that point, we would only have one settlement left to conquer, so it would be Segestica or Halicarnassus, and the House of Brutii might just about be able to survive. I have kind of toyed with the idea of continuing the campaign after the end of it, just to, you know, get a bit more done. But this series has been going for over a year. Now, admittedly, it did take like a 3-month hiatus, but it has been going for nearly a year, so I did tell myself that once we got the 50 regions, that is going to be the end of the campaign. So I'm not sure, but I think if we don't take this town, we're just going to accept it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack these, and I'm going to see if we can bait them into a proper fight before this guy comes back. Because if this guy comes back, I don't think we can beat him. We've got pretty much just entirely archers here, which is not going to be good enough. Okay, so he does want to fight us. He's got the reinforcements in the town, so it's really just this guy we need to be careful of. He's got 7 command stars, he's really scary, and we really don't have much to fight him with. So I think this is the fight that's going to decide if the House of Brutii is going to survive the playthrough or not. Because if we don't win this fight, I'm probably just going to leave Halicarnassus alone and focus on the kind of lower hanging fruit. Okay, so they're coming towards us, but the reinforcements are coming from behind us, which is a bit of a problem. And we've got loads of archers, so we're going to be relying on them just to get as many kills as we can, and I can see they're actually not coming towards us as much as I would have liked, so let's move in slightly closer, try and get them in range before the reinforcements show up. The thing that could happen is the general shows up and just completely cleaves through our units, mass routs us, and we can't really stop him using our archers, so I've got to be a bit careful of that. Looks like they are going to come to fight us. Okay, so able to start firing on them. They're coming in with Roman Cav. These guys are going to be up against Velite Gladiators. I think that should be okay. Early Legion cohort having to deal with a full charge from the Roman Cav. I'm going to change these guys to flaming ammo in the hopes of inspiring a rout. Okay, let's hold our position. For the most part, I think we're getting some friendly fire here. These guys are routing. Yeah, these are just really, really low tier units, and I don't trust them very much. Velite Gladiators destroy over number of enemies. I am using my archers in melee here, but I think that's fine, because we're going to take friendly fire losses otherwise. We are taking quite a few friendly fire losses. Okay, so we dealt with the Velite Gladiators. The rest of our units should be able just to focus on firing at the opponents. Operation Mercenary is completely useless. Okay, going to be really hard to defend the archers. This guy is starting to come in. And yeah, he's bringing with him early legionary cohort, which is not necessarily a problem in theory. But the man himself is going to be a big problem. What we really need, I think, is for him to go headfirst into our hoplites, but even then, not a good matchup. Gonna want to involve our best units, which are early legionary cohorts, which are of course not great units in the first place. Auxilia there. I think we just want to see if we can scare these off. Panic by the fire attack, you guys fire at will. And you guys prepare to go around the back. Yeah, so much friendly fire there. Potentially a bit of a mistake. Just try and rout them. Jeez.
Nerve has broken, and he is fleeing from the enemy.
Yeah, I think I know exactly how this is gonna go. It's gonna be a mass rout. Unless we can bring him back, I think it's gonna be a mass rout. I'm gonna have to bring these guys in just to deal with the Auxilia, which is somehow completely cleaning out our Hastati, who are now routing. Let's just charge in. Try and scare them off. Okay, they're coming towards us with the cohort first. I managed to scare off the Auxilia, so that's good. Alright, so he's come back. Yeah, I don't want to involve my hoplites here. Really don't. Panic by the fire attack, but they're still eager. Let's just get ourselves in front of the hoplites. I think they're going for the peeler throw into the early legionary cohort, and we're going to need to bring up as many of these guys as possible. Not sure what's happening here. I think we're possibly... No, we're being killed by the peeler. Okay, so not a big surprise there. Gonna have to just run everyone in, I think. I think we don't really have any other option. We've already been routed. We've just gotta go for it. Gotta try and kill the general before the legionnaires run in. So yeah, he's pretty confident. The mass rout is threatening to kick off. It's mostly just archers trying to fight him off, and yeah, it's... That was my best attempt to steal Helicarnassus before it's too late, but you know what? If he's gonna try and chase us down, then we're just gonna try and shoot him. But yeah, it's gonna be a mass rout, and we're gonna lose. Okay, so the House of Brutii is actually going to survive the playthrough. I might do a bonus episode or something where I finish them off, but I think I probably won't. I am pretty keen on just finishing this off with 50 settlements. I can still attack Halicarnassus. That is still an option. But I think it's just going to be faster to attack other towns instead. I gave it a go. But those units were just absolutely terrible. Kind of reminds me of the very early phase of the campaign where we were depending on Hastati, and they were incredibly bad. There we go, Assassin died, that's good, we don't have to pay him anymore, and he's not going to do too much.
Assassin ready. He's a dead man. Assassin ready. He's a dead man.
Okay, fine. Heroic death. And another heroic death. So we're losing quite a few family members, but it's fine. Okay, we've got Jerusalem. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to attack these guys, but I think I've been recording for a while now, so I think we will just wrap it up there. Our guy from the previous episode, Marcellus Victor, he does still live, and he's got quite a few of his men back. Actually, you know what? I think we'll just go for this.
Imperator.
Okay, so the big question here is, are they going to fight us, or are they going to back off? And in fact, we're not actually able to bring them in the fight. Okay. Well, we have 45k in the bank, so I am just going to pick up all the mercenaries I can. Because why not? It costs 4,000, that's not really a big issue in the grand scheme of things. Picks us up a mercenary captain too, so we're up to even more command stars, 5 command stars, and let's see actually. Are we a good attacker? It doesn't look like we are, but still.
Imperator.
Join these guys up, think we can. Okay, so they're probably just going to get scared off. No, we still can't attack them. Okay, fine, we're gonna have to leave it till next turn, but I gave it my best go. Let's go back to Rome, and let's just do a couple of little things, just to keep things going. Over here, so we need to do some retraining in Arretium. I think I'm gonna fuse a few of these together this time, just to save us from some retraining Q slots being used up. Okay, that should be pretty much fine. We're going to pick up anything good we can get in the space of one turn. So I think this particular force is lacking in archers, so let's go for some of them. And then we can potentially attack Segesta, Patavium, and even Segestica if we want to. We do have a force on our fleet here that we can drop off. We're also being besieged at Salona. I'm not sure I'm scared of what they're attacking us with here. It's pretty weak. So I should think we can probably deal with that. This particular navy I'm pretty sure is the one with just one man. So, gonna have to sink him. 2 men now, he's somehow got one back. Okay, so that's all good, and then we're gonna drop off the big force outside. Actually, I'm not sure we're ready for that.
Sir! Fleet ready! Aye aye, Captain!
So let's just see as a test, if we were to put these on, we can still land. Okay, so yeah, let's go for the Brutii. I think, yeah, it's not their capital, it's just a large town. But let's go for the Brutii, one of their large towns. Let's hop in the ship. Let's go in the town. Anything that's going to help us hold the town, we're just going to recruit. And we're going to drop a big force outside one Brutii town at least. Some more backup. Okay, let's see about this. Okay, so they do want to fight us, so this is going to be a big fight. I'm not really scared of them. Yeah, that's mostly pre-Marion, so that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, we've got this really horrendous hill right in the middle of the battle map, so we're just going to spawn ourselves at least on top of that, and then they have actually got the hill advantage, but I think we're just going to have to do what we can. Not sure what they're moving towards. I think they're moving further up the hill. Okay, let's try and beat them to it. Okay, so they were going for the hill. Looks like they've slightly changed their minds. They've got Velites there, which we can easily chase down. So we got 2 units of Legionary Cav here, which are pretty solid. Let's see what else have they got. So Roman Armored General coming in. I think we probably just have to go for him. We do have the numbers to deal with him if we want to. Over there they've got Equites, which we should be able to handle pretty easily once again. But if they are going to attack us on the hill, that's going to be fine. Pretty good for us. Gotta be a bit careful. But they are pretty thin over here, so it should be safe just to go for a first charge. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be able to clear them out pretty quickly, and then they've got Equites over here. Yeah, the reinforcements are coming in. I'm going to pull back. Okay, so they didn't manage to catch us, so that's great, and we've also got the hill as well if they do come towards us, which I'm not sure they're going to. I think they're a little bit reluctant. Let's see, so they've got a general there who's coming in on his own. Let's go for him. We've got a massive number advantage here. We should be fine. Yeah, he's holding out pretty well, but our sheer numbers here should make this very much in our favour.
The enemy general is running away. This is no. Gods be praised. The enemy general is.
Okay, so I know these Velite gladiators have pretty good morale, but I'm hoping if we just really charge them down, we can scare them off before they cause us too much bother. They did manage to get quite a few kills. They have incredible morale, actually, to be fair. They're wavering, but they've managed to get a lot of kills on us. Okay, I'm just going to step out. I'm not going to try and depend entirely on the cav here. That would be a mistake, but for now, we do have a few easy targets, which I think we should just go for. I've managed to scare off the gladiators. That's great. And then Roman General is going to come back in. He should be pretty low on morale. We have already lost the man himself. More Velite gladiators. Okay, I'm just going to pull out. Not going to get carried away. It's going to be too much like the fight in the previous episode if we do. Can't depend completely on cav. That would not be wise. So I think the rest of these guys are going to start moving towards our opponents. Archers are actually firing, but they are out in front too, so got to be a bit careful. Okay, so yeah, they are trying to be defensive, I think, but they're almost in peeler range here, and we should also be able to fire on them pretty easily with our archers. There we go. Able to throw our peeler at the Velite gladiators. Don't think we're going to benefit too much from the armor piercing there. There we go, do manage to rout them, need to be careful of friendly fire, need to pull out. Okay, let's see, so they are all lined up to face us. I'm not seeing too many archers. So I think we're okay just to wait for now. Towards the back they've got their, I think that's their faction leader, surely. Didn't manage to assassinate him, but pretty confident we can take him on. Okay, let's see, so Illyrian mercenaries, they are ranged units. These guys are coming in to attack our cav, but they chicken out at the last moment. Let's just try and finish them off if we can, as it looks like they are going to start attacking us. They've unleashed the war dogs, which is fine. Throwing up healer at the Illyrian mercenaries. Just going to chase these guys downhill, because I think they're going to be pretty reluctant to engage otherwise. Don't want to spend all my peeler yet. Okay, so we're going to wait till we've finished off the war dogs, and then we're going to start moving in slightly closer.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear.
Illyrian mercenaries, those are just missile units, so let's just charge them. And then Velites likewise. Okay, they're going in for the full charge, so let's put our peeler back on. Okay, General is considering coming in, lots of peeler being thrown there, it's going to take out lots of Hastati. I think these guys have got themselves trapped, so they're going to be routed pretty quickly. Rest of our units, not too sure what's going on with them, need to try and get ourselves on the hill if we can. Okay, let's see, so they're not really engaging with our infantry. I'm hoping what's going to happen is they're going to send their general up to attack our cav. Need to be a bit careful too, because I think they might have some more reinforcements. Yeah, they got some, just some siege actually, so we could probably go focus them down. It's a little bit out of our way. They are kind of pulling back a bit. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. I'm going to come forward. Let's go, faction leader versus faction leader. Not looking too good so far. Let's go, surround him on all sides. Could lose our family member here, yeah, he's taking losses pretty quickly, but we're about to charge him in the back.
The reinforcements have arrived! This is hopeful news indeed!
Yeah, looks like they are just trying to leave the field. Okay, let's try and mop up as many as we can.
The enemy general disgraces all Romans. It is always a tragedy when a true Roman meets his death. The enemy leader has fallen!
Sweet, okay. So, I'm already having second thoughts about finishing off the Brutii because they really are just going to be down to their last settlement very soon. Yeah, so there are more of them, but it looks like they're just going to try not to get involved. So there will be some survivors, so we're going to have to besiege the town, but we've got two big forces to do that with, so I think they should be okay. see what's going on. So lots of stuff to mop up, lots of easy kills. Okay, so that went pretty well, but I'm pretty sure they have quite a few extra units they just decided not to involve. So it won't necessarily get the town. Nice. Yeah, they didn't manage to do much there at all. Even their faction leader didn't manage to accomplish too much. Our family members both survived, so that's some good news at least. And the Archer Auxilia actually did really well there, got loads of kills. Didn't need to actually consciously involve them too much, but got a lot of kills on their own, and then the Cav pretty much swept up the rest, so perfect. Alright, so yeah, a few units do survive. They do escape into Segestica. Can't see actual family members though, so looks like Helicarnassus is going to be the last of them, even the family members. And I don't think we have a spy we can bring up in time to try and break our way in. Okay, so we'd have to besiege it.
Sir, engage the enemy. Settlement under siege, sir.
But yeah, that's definitely winnable. Okay, well I think we've done enough for this part, so I'm going to wrap it up there, but thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.